Hi there, my name is Max Kennedy. I'm a staff member with the Democrats. This is our tutorial video for assigning in ThruText. For those who haven't used ThruText before, you can see the user interface on the screen right here. ThruText is our platform that we use to reach voters at scale using text messages. In ThruText, we build all of our campaigns with scripts. We upload our lists so that we know who we're contacting. And this is what volunteers will actually log into in order to send the text messages using campaign-provided phone numbers. This tutorial video specifically will focus on the assigning process. So for those who haven't used ThruText before, on ThruText, we build specific campaigns. Each campaign will have its own list, its own script, and its own set of senders. So just by having an account on ThruText doesn't directly let you start sending text messages. You have to be added to specific campaigns and text within those campaigns. Each campaign, again, will have its own list of voters that we've uploaded. It will have its own script, which we've set. It will have its own survey questions, which we use to track information as we hear back from voters. And it will also have its own group of senders. Each campaign can only have 100,000 people. So if we're texting more than 100,000 people, we'll very likely have to assign different groups of volunteers to different campaigns throughout the day. In order to send on a campaign, you have to be assigned to it, which is why assigning is so important. This video will cover the 3 primary ways of assigning, and we'll walk through each one of those in some detail now. If you haven't used ThruText, this is it. This is what it looks like on the back end. This is a dummy campaign I've built, just called Assigner Training Test. You can see it's active, so it's ready to be sent, and it already has 3 senders, messaging 260 contacts. So we can get started. So I mentioned there are 3 ways to send text messages, to assign out campaigns on ThruText. The first message is to use our ThruText assignment link system. This is a system that was built in-house, and it allows volunteers to click on a link, type in their email, and then get assigned to the campaign, and therefore to get access to it. The advantages here are, first of all, it's a self-service system. So as long as we are able to send out that link to volunteers, they can add themselves to the campaign without any intervention from us on an individual user basis. So we don't have to add them manually. As long as they can click the link and enter their email, they're able to get into the campaign. The other advantage is we have a ThruText system. So if there are volunteers for whatever reason we don't want to text with us, we can add their emails to a spreadsheet and it will block their access to campaigns. This can be helpful for a variety of reasons. So the way these assignment link systems work, and just to start off with, the primary method of assigning will vary by program. So this will be super relevant to some people. Other programs might use different ways of assigning, but want to make sure we cover this just in case. So if you can see up here at the URL of ThruText, this is a link to this specific campaign. This set of numbers at the end, 671178892, is the campaign identification number. No matter where we head, this number will stay the same. Each campaign will have its own unique number, and each number refers to one specific campaign. So to generate a ThruText assignment link, I would just copy this number. I've then set up this kind of dummy spreadsheet. All ThruText invitation links will start like this: HTTPS text.2020victory /invite/ and then this number 116556 1124. I would not recommend memorizing it. I would just save it somewhere. If we copy and paste this number, the campaign identification number, to the end of this URL and then click into it, it takes us immediately to our assignment page. If I enter my email, max.kennedy@2020victory.com, right into this box and press join campaign to begin texting, I'll be added to the campaign. I can show you now. You've been added to the Assigner Training Test campaign. Please click here. When I click here, it takes me straight to ThruText. In this case, this is a dummy campaign, but ordinarily here I would see, I could see the script, I would see the initials that I was going to send, and I could request conversations to get a batch of initial text to send out to voters. So this is the first way to be added to a campaign using our ThruText link system. Just to offer a quick refresh, the key pieces of this are that each campaign has this unique number. To generate a link, we copy and paste that number to the end of this static URL. So if I were to copy and paste this, it will generate a link. If I were to replace this number with a number for a different campaign, it would then it would assign me to that campaign instead. So each campaign will have its own unique link. And just by clicking on that and adding your email, you're able to assign yourself to the campaign. The second primary way of assigning oneself or assigning volunteers to a campaign is to use the built-in ThruText link system. So if I head to the senders piece, you can see this menu up here, edit recommended replies, surveys, and senders. If I click on senders, I'll see self-assignment and I'll see the campaign sender invite link. We want to check self-assignment on, and we'll speak about that in a little bit. If we also check the enable campaign sender link, I think I actually have to pause this campaign in order now to edit it. So it actually did work. ThruText itself will give us an invite link. You can see here the URL is a little bit different. It has join campaign. It doesn't have that same number, and it has this other unique identifier at the end. You can't actually see the campaign identification number. If I were to copy this link and type it in here, it will also take me, without using an email, directly into the campaign. This is built directly by ThruText. It's a built-in feature. It does not have the ability to block specific users. As long as you have this link, you're able to get into the campaign. But it's a simple way. If we share out this link, we're able to get, volunteers can click into it and immediately add themselves to the campaign. The third and final way that we assign out campaigns is in this senders view. We can add assigners manually, or sorry, add volunteers manually. So if I were to type in Carolina, for instance, here, there's quite a few senders in our program, so it sometimes takes a minute to search. I can then just press this plus sign right here. And if you noticed, she's immediately added to the list of senders. So this first box is a list of people who aren't in the campaign, who we can potentially add by searching and then pressing this plus button. The second box is the list of folks who are already added to the campaign. Because I clicked on the link, you can see Max Kennedy right here. I'm already assigned to the campaign and ready to start sending. A couple of other things to focus on here. Self-assignment. Checking this box or unchecking this box will turn on or off self-assignment. If the box is checked, obviously self-assignment will be enabled. What does this really mean? Self-assignment enables users, volunteers, senders, to request conversations. So at the beginning of a campaign, let's say we're sending messages to 100,000 people. There's this pile of 100,000 contacts that aren't claimed yet. If self-assignment is on, I'm able as a sender to press request conversations, and a batch of those senders of whatever size, 100 or 30 or 300, depending on the program, will be assigned to me. That's my assignment, and I'll start clicking through to send those texts. If self-assignment is off, just because I'm on the campaign does not mean I can request conversations. We would then have to manually add conversations to those users. This is relatively unusual. Most of the time we'll have self-assignment on, which will allow users to claim those conversations for themselves and to send out the text. In the event that self-assignment was off, the way we would get around this is we'd go to this conversations window right here. You can see unassigned. There's lots of unassigned conversations. We could say reassign some, reassign 30 conversations, status, not started, to Max Kennedy. And when I press reassign, those conversations will go to me. If self-assignment is off, we have to assign out manually the conversations to individual users each time we want to give them text in order to send. So in general, we'll leave self-assignment on. What this will do is once we're actually sending, there will be a pink request conversations button, and you can just press that button in order to claim a group of users, a group of contacts in order to send out. I realize there's a lot of information, so I'll do kind of a quick recap here. The first method of assigning out campaigns is to use our tater text links. Again, they look just like this. These last numbers here will be the campaign identification code. And just by clicking on this link and typing in your email, you're able to get assigned to the campaign and to be added as a sender for that specific campaign. This also grants us the ability to block users using their emails using the ThruText spreadsheet. The second way of assigning out campaigns is using the built-in campaign sender link feature from ThruText. That link will always be right here as long as it's enabled. We can copy this link. And again, if we head here, it will take us right into the campaign. So we can start sending if we need to. And then the third way, again, is to go to this senders bar. You can see at the top. We'll see all of these folks that we could add here. Just by pressing a plus button for a given user, they'll then be added here. If we wanted to remove someone from a campaign for whatever reason, we could press this X. And just to recap what this means overall, this is a giving campaign. That means it has its own script, its own list of voters that we're contacting, its own surveys, it has its own metrics, and only by being assigned one way or another to this campaign are we able to send out messages. And so whenever we want to send text, we have to assign volunteers to this campaign, and this is the primary way to do it. And then again, for self-assignment here, you can see here, allow message senders to request batches of 300 initial or additional messages. This will be pulled from the unassigned pool. So when we press request conversations, if I press request conversations, it would give me 300 contacts who I then will own the conversation with. If that isn't pressed, it would have to be manually assigned to me. Again, we would do that in the conversations window. We could go to this unassigned pool. So these have no owner, reassign some. I can reassign, let's say, another 30, status, any, to Max Kennedy. And if I press reassign, you can see this 30 just changed to a 60, and I have all these conversations to start. Thank you so much for listening. Best of luck volunteering, and thank you so much for being with us. Really, really appreciate it.